covered what we discussed, sir, in the last session. Sir, how to use get method to get the data. Up to that we covered. Let me show this terminology, whatever we covered up to this. Matter of 2 minutes, right? Without rest m. Without rest m, I covered. Have a look once, sir. This is model class. Regarding this is about model. Any explanation is required about this model? Can you please? Any explanation is required about this model? Okay, no, it's a very clear, just employee. There are 4 fields are available, right? Next, sir, if you observe admin I covered already, nothing. Employee admin and employee both are registered. Okay, next, I covered, do you know, sir, mixins, there are 2 mixins I covered, sir. What is the first mixin? What is the first mixin I covered is, sir, serialized mixin. Because if we are using Django serialized function, Django inbuilt serialized function, the problem is, do you know, right? The problem is, we have to provide that data. We require to provide, yeah, it is going to provide some extra meta information also. I don't want that meta information, that's why, so I did this extra work. This is the serialized mixin. Okay, like next, render to HTTP response. Have you observed, right? Here these things are very important, sir. JSON data. What is the default status code we provided? Can you please tell? What is the default status code we provided? 200 is the status code. So if you want a 200 status code, you are not required to specify. Because already default value you set. Next, the content type application by JSON, you are not required to pass because already I specified here. Okay, well, next, in the views.py, there are 2 views are there. The first view function is, do you know, here it's a very simple, sir. So just to get a based on ID, to get the data based on the ID like this, right? Okay, now get the employee object. If employee does not exist, then simply you have to provide, simply you require to provide the requested resource not available, render to HTTP response, JSON data, status is equal to 400. Else was, it is already there, convert that employee into JSON data, under JSON data, right? Sir, now do you know here how many arguments we are passing? Can you please confirm how many arguments we are passing? Only one argument. What about content type? What about status code? Already these things are hard coded in this method. Content type is always application by JSON. Next and after that, status is already 200. Remember that, right? Okay, that's all. This is to get one employee information, a particular employee information. Now, what is this code, sir? To get all employees information. Are you getting? This is to get one employee information. This is to get all employees information. Next, if you consider urls.py, okay, there are API slash like this ID. If you are going to provide, now it is going to provide complete that particular employee information. If you are going to provide simply API, then it's going to provide complete all the employees information like this, right? Now that's all. This is about how you can use, how you can perform. Okay, just get a particular record, get all the records. Sir, let me start the server, sir. Here CD REST API apps OT like, sir, now here without REST m py manage.py run server like this, right? Okay, py manage.py run server like I'm taking. Now let me send the request. Let me send the request, sir. My request is 127/API. Then automatically it's going to provide all employees information. Now it's going to provide all employees information. Now my requirement is, sir, here 127/API/2, sir. If I can take /2, second employee information. If I can take /3, sir, /3. Now third employee /30 I'm taking, sir. No such type of thing. sir, requested resource not available, like this, right? We are not going to get any exception now because I handle very neatly, sir. I handle very neatly in the case of user.py. I hope you can able to understand. User.py I handle, sir. If employee does not exist, then requested resource not available, status code 404 I kept, sir. Now if you want, there is a way to send from the Python also. There is a way to send from the Python application also. Here, without the rest m. So there is a test.py. I covered, right? Have you remembered? This is the test.py. So if you want, you can call get a resource of 100, get all, both the things, right? Now if you are calling get resource of 100, get resource of 100, like this, right? Now py test.py. If I can ask like this, yes, 404 status code, the requested resource not available, like this it's going to provide. Suppose instead of this one, get all, instead of this, get all, like this I'm taking, sir. Get all, like I'm taking. Now all the records of data by default we are going to get. Complete. Doubt? I hope everyone in the position to understand clearly, right? Sir, now what is the next cinema we have to take? Sir, what is about get request? What about get request? How you can use? What about create request, post request? Retrieve already completed. Retrieve a particular record, retrieve all the records, like that we covered already, right? Okay. So now my next cinema, how to use post method, how to use create method. This one you have to aware clearly, right? But before that, there is one small concept, a small chota concept I want to tell, very helpful for you people, right? So maybe sometimes maybe ask in the interview room also. Here, is it possible to dump data, total database data to my console, or otherwise to my console, or otherwise to the JSON form, is it possible to dump with a single command? Yes, possible, man. Yes, possible. Sir, what is the way? How to use is very simple. py manage.py manage.py. So we use multiple options like make migrations, migrate, create super user, run server. Like there are same way dump data. Regarding, can you please dump data? Sir, which model data you want? Test dot employee. Regarding what I have to take? py manage.py dump data test dot employee. Now sir, it is going to dump, it is going to, sir, copy paste, it is going to provide the employee data, it's going to provide employee data to the console. Regarding, it will provide employee data to the console. It will do, sir, it will do that. In which format? Default format is JSON format. Default format is always for JSON format only. Now I don't know in the employees table which data is there. Can you please dump data? Here, have a look once. py manage.py dump data test employee. Have you observed? Yes, friends. Total employee data we are getting, sir. Total employee data we are getting, including, of course, this extra information. Internally it is going to call serialize. Django inbuilt serialize function, what it is doing, so it's going to do that. But anyway, it is not in the readable form. Okay, I want some indentation. I want to do that. What is the way, sir? Very simple. With the indentation, can you please display? With the indentation, can you please display? Hyphen indent 4. Hyphen indent 4 like this, right? Now have a look once. py manage.py dump data test emp hyphen indent 4 I'm taking. Indentation 4 like this, right? Now Now, have you observed, right? Now it is a very clear for you people, right? It is the JSON format only. It is the JSON only. Do you know, like, sir, this is the first employee data. It is the first employee data. Next one after that, this is the second employee data. Now this is the third employee data, fourth employee data, like this. Is it clear? Are you in the position to understand, right? Yes, friends. Okay, like, sir, now what is the, if you want, you can ask XML format also, no problem at all. If you want, you can ask XML format also. What is the way, how you can ask XML format? Very simple. If you want, you can ask hyphen format JSON, like this you can. So explicitly I'm telling I want this output in XML form, oh sorry, in JSON format. Explicitly I'm asking, sir. One minute, sir. Here just have a look once, sir. Py manage.py dump data test hyphen format JSON, like this, right? Same output by default you are going to get. If you want, you can cross check, same thing only. Okay, because the default behavior is always what types are, what is the default? JSON only. Whether we are specifying or not specifying, default is the JSON. Sir, I don't want JSON. I want XML format. Yes. Okay. This is just now the data is going to come in XML format. Have a look once. In XML text. Have you observed? Now the data is coming in which style? XML style. Now the data, this is, sir, have you observed? This is the first employee data, second employee data, third employee data. In XML format it's going to provide. Now this XML, happily you can send from to any other person. That person can able to parse and that person can able to use our data. Getting? So this dump data option is there, sir. Now my requirement is, okay, I want to save this one to the file. Even that facility is also there with this dump data option. Even if you want, you can save to file also. What is the way, sir? What is the way? Okay, here I'm taking. So just here pipe symbol emp dot xml. emp.xml. Okay, so can you please employee data, dump employee data in XML format to emp.xml with indentation 4. Are you getting? To emp.xml with indentation 4. Okay, like in the current working directory. It will be there, sir. Let me consider this one. 1 minute on, not the copy. Okay, in the current working directory, it will be there, sir. Here, just have a look once, sir. That's all. So py manage.py dump data test.employee hyphen format xml, sir, into emp.xml file. Have a look once. That's all. I'm not going to display to the console now, sir. Type emp.xml. In the from the Windows command prompt, how you can open a file? Type emp.xml. So this is the data which is there inside emp.xml. If you want, in our current working directory, one file got created. Have you observed emp.xml? This emp.xml contain the total data present inside database. If the database contain 1 lakh records also, 1 lakh records also, then happily do you know this data is there. It will come into a simple XML file. Okay, Django having this type of inbuilt abilities. Same way, I want JSON. JSON like py manage.py dump. Sir, what is the format? You are not required to specify format because default format is always JSON only. I know that JSON. Default format is always JSON only. Now have a look once, sir. emp.json I'm taking, sir. emp.json. Yes, completed. Let me open that emp.json file. It will be created, sir. Yes, are you seeing emp.json? Now this is the JSON data. Everyone in the position to understand, right? How to use dump data option with the py.manage.py. With py manage.py, how to use this dump data to get in the XML format, to get in the JSON format, but the default format is always JSON. Is it clear for all of you, right? From the browser, it is not possible. It is just from the command prompt with the py manage.py. It is the Python's inbuilt management tool ability. This is, it's a command. Yes, we can do that, Priyank. Clear, right? That's all. So this is just I may use this type of terminology. Okay, I may use this type of terminology. Okay, like maybe in the next session. That's why you should aware the dump data option. That's all. How many formats I discussed, sir? Can you please tell? How many formats I discussed? Two formats we discussed. One format is JSON format. The second format is XML format. Of course, there is another format is there, YAML. Have you ever heard about this one? YAML. It is YAML. Yes, YAML. Okay, YAML ain't ain't markup language. Are getting markup language? Okay, like it is also, it's also supported, but anyway here today I mean here the command is not working properly. Maybe it is also one markup language, just like our XML, just like our JSON. Okay, it is the best it is human readable data serialization language, which is supported by multiple languages, right? Okay, it is there for YAML, maybe used in the cloud platform, like maybe. Okay, so this is, but as of now we are familiar with the JSON and then XML. Clear, right? So now the next question, very important, sir. Sir, in the last sessions we cover very clearly only how you can perform to get a single record. Get a single record we cover. Next, what is the second one, sir? To get all records. To get all records, like we covered these two things. Now, can you please create? Can you please create a record? Can you please create a record like this, right? So how you can create a record? How you can create a record like so we require to use post method. Remember this one, sir. So first, how to send a post request? How to send a post request? This one we require to discuss, right? Okay, listen a bit carefully, sir. What I want to take is, yes, we covered just let me here DEF. I'm taking DEF. Create, sir, partner application I'm talking. Partner application I'm taking, sir. Create a resource. Create resource. Okay, like I'm taking, sir. Create resource. Okay, new EMP. I'm taking new EMP is the dictionary, sir. In the dictionary, can you please tell how many fields are there? Please confirm. How many fields are available, sir? 4 fields. Every employee having 4 fields. Okay, four fields are there. ID will be generated automatically. ID will be generated automatically. So if you want to create only 4 fields, we have to specify. So the first one, enum colon. Okay, sir, enum colon maybe 500 like this I'm taking, because earlier whenever I used how many records are there? Only 4 records are available. 400 Winnie is the last record. 400 Winnie is the last record. That's why let me take 500. Okay. Now there are 4 fields are available. In name, maybe I'm taking some Shiva like this, right? Next, E Sal 5000. I'm taking E address. Okay, some Chennai, like I'm taking, sir. That's it. This is the data. This data I want to send this data. I want to send to the end user. This is about my requirement, right? I mean, I want to send it to the Django application. Django application is the responsible to create one record in the database. But how to send a post request? Do you know? Here I can take, here I can take, sir, like here I'm taking like this. So request dot get off, okay, like this. But in the post, now I'm expecting which method, sir? Post is the method. Now I'm expecting which one? Post. Post is the method. Any doubt, friends? Are you in the position to understand, right? Now post. What is the base URL? Already aware. HTTP. Next and after that slash API. HTTP slash API. Now, so it will go to post method like this. But here, how to send this data? Very important, sir. How to send this data, sir? Comma post data is equal to new emp, like this something. Can you please confirm, is it a valid or invalid approach? Please guide. Is it valid approach or invalid approach? This way I'm sending the post request. Is it valid approach or invalid approach? Invalid approach. Because between two applications, if you want to send any data, that data should be in the JSON form. Regarding that data should be in the JSON form. But new EMP is the Python dictionary. Regarding it is a Python dictionary. So I don't want this dictionary directly. Can you please convert to JSON and then send? How to convert the Python object into JSON? How you can send a Python object into JSON? Yes, you know, JSON dot dumps. JSON dot dumps. Dumps is there. If I call JSON dot dumps, okay. Now have a look once. Here import JSON. Import JSON. Okay. Now which data we are sending, sir? We are sending JSON data only to the Django application. Okay. Well, regarding just from the REST we are using JSON means to get data, but here converting Python object into JSON, for that we require to use JSON dot dumps. Observe. Next, print of REST dot status code, REST dot status code, and is there any response we are getting? Can you please print REST dot okay JSON? Okay, well, very important, sir. Let me just create a resource. Create a resource. Resource is the function I'm calling. Can you please tell any doubt about this one? Sir, this is Python application. Sir, this Python application, what it is doing? It is creating employee record. It is creating employee dictionary. Under that employee dictionary sending to the Django application. But here we took very much care in which format we are sending this data is inside this data. How you are sending, sir? In the form of JSON only. Next, so is this name is always fixed or not? Get, post, these methods are always fixed, sir. But here you can use function name, any name, no problem at all. Here you can use any name, function name. Function name is our own, but this name is always fixed. If you are sending post request, if you want inside Django, post method is required to execute, compulsory required to send post. If you want to send get, then compulsory required to use get. Observe the difference clearly, right? Any doubt? Now I write a Python client application or partner application to send a post request. But to handle post request, okay, let me go for views.py. In the views.py, yes, it is. So this is because here which endpoint I am passing? Which endpoint I am passing? Endpoint means API. In the urls.py for the API, sir, employee list CPV is this is the person. Employee list CPV. Okay. Now employee list CPV. Okay. This is already this method is there. Now I'm ready to go for post DEF post. Very important, sir. Very important. Self comma request comma star args star KW args star args star KW args. Okay, then. So now just a simple array respond. Okay, which response you want? Array, can you please respond? Okay, which response you want to provide? This is the response from the post request. Like I want to provide normal response, right? What I'm trying to take, JSON data is equal to, just listen a bit carefully, JSON data is equal to JSON dot dumps dictionary is a message. Okay, like so this is from post method. Forget about resource creation and so on. Just if you are sending the request to the post, now this JSON response is going to come or not, I want to check. Okay, but let me take HTTP response mix in. Okay, here also let me take HTTP response mix in. Yesterday I covered self dot render to HTTP response, render to HTTP response JSON data. That's it. Sir, can you please tell any explanation is required about this method? Please confirm. Any explanation is required about this one? It is not doing the required functionality. Just it is saying, hello, this is from post method. Like this, it's going to provide. Are you getting? But how to save, how to create this record in the database and so on, we will discuss. Don't worry about this. That's all. This is about how to send. That's all. Just I want to take, sir. Now there is a bigger problem is going to come. Now what the problems are? Listen very carefully, sir. What is the point? Is listen. Here I want to send the request. I'm sending the request, sir. Listen very carefully about this one. py tester.py. Okay. Client application, partner application, I'm trying to execute. My tester.py is create resource. Which request we are sending? Please confirm. Which request we are sending? Is it get or post? Which request we are sending? Post request we are sending. Now have a look once, sir. Py tester.py. If I can take py tester.py, now have a look once, sir. Oh, thoda something I'm getting. Something we are getting some problem we are getting. What is problems are? Which status code we are getting? Can you please read this line? Is the very important. What is the status code we are getting? 403 status code. Are you getting which status code? 403, sir. But this is the partner application, right? We may not see much information. Okay, much information forbidden. Let me cross check in the server console. Am I going to get any information or not? Okay. Here just here we corrected already this one. Already this one. Let me save file. Let me restart the server and let me send the request. 1 minute. Yes, friends, it's already there. Are you seeing right? Are you seeing right? Forbidden CSRF cookie is not set like this, right? Very important point. Very important point. Whenever we are sending post request, have you remembered our Django sessions? We took one token. What is that token, sir? CSRF token. Okay, we took it. Have you remembered, right? In the form CSRF token compulsory we have to specify. Otherwise, 403 status code we are going to get, sir. The same way we are sending post request. So here it is always going to check. It's always going to check post request, sir, compulsory. It's always going to check post request compulsory. So CSRF verification should be done, but you are not doing. That's why, sorry man, I can't like this, right? Now I want to convey array just for my testing purpose only. Okay, if it is the real time live, then definitely I will send CSRF token. Don't worry. Can you please ignore? How to ignore CSRF token? there are multiple ways are there, sir. Okay, one is method level. Method level. Can you please ignore only for the post? Only for the post. Second one, at the class level. Class level. Third one, globally at project level. Globally at project level. So globally at project level is not recommended. Not recommended. Highly recommended. Better to go for class level. Only for this class. So only for this class it will be exempted. Okay. How to do that? That part I will take care. All the three things I will explain. But anyway, this one you aware already in the last sessions, right? Now the first important point, to disable at a function level. To disable at a method level or function level, sir. How to disable? How to disable, right? Sir, very simple. From, listen this one, from Django dot views, from Django dot views dot decorators, from Django dot views dot decorators CSRF. Okay, right? From Django dot views dot decorators dot CSRF import CSRF exemption, like we have to take. Sir, have you observed? Can you please read this line? From Django.views.decorators.csrf import the CSRF exemption. Can you please exempt? So for which function you want? Def. Okay, def. Assume that my view. Assume that my view, sir, is the request function based views, right? Sir, for this at the top, you require to take CSRF exempt. Regarding CSRF exempt like this, right? If you can take now for this function, post the request if you are sending to this function, now CSRF verification is not going to be done. Regarding right, CSRF verification is not going to be done, not going to be done, sir. This is the thing. So the biggest advantage what we are going to get is for function based reviews, this approach is going to be helpful. Okay, to disable at method level or function level, how you can do that? This is the basic. So now I want to disable at the class level. I want to disable at the class level. So for a particular class, how you can do that? To disable at the class level, like this I'm taking, sir. What is the way? What is the way, sir? Very simple. It's also very simple. Selobarte and the Vaishnav. We are not required to disable CSRF, okay, in production. We should not also. But if the request you are going to send from form live application, then automatically you are going to send a CSRF verification token. But here I'm not just from the Python, normal Python core program I'm sending. That's why I'm not in a position to send CSRF token. That's why I'm asking to disable. Getting right? In real time, how you can send post request? How you can send post request? Compulsory form must be there. Okay, in that form you are taking CSRF token. That's why in real time there is a way to pass a CSRF token. But here I'm writing normal core Python program. Okay, there is no form. That's why we require to disable CSRF verification. Yeah, we know. The thing is, I have to publish my API documentation to my partner application. Then to the partner application, we have to specify all this information in the user guides. Remember that if you want to send post request for my API, compulsory you require to include CSRF token. Next, the CSRF token is a very common thing. It's a very common thing. Okay, just at a web level. You're getting right? In every language, for every web application, these type of requirements, these type of things are very common. Don't worry. So the partner application who is going to use compulsory is going to aware about this one. I will intimate just in my documentation the people who required, like, okay, well. So at class level, how you can do that to disable at class level? Very simple, sir. Here I have to take this one. Can you please read this line from Django? Can you spell out from Django.use.decorators.csrf import csrf exempt. Now, what is the next one? From Django dot utils, from Django dot utils dot decorators import method decorator. Okay, so from Django dot utils dot decorators import method decorator. Okay, so now class employee list CBV is there, sir. Okay, of course, which is the child class of you, something like that. So here I want to disable CSRF verification, right? What I have to take is at the rate method decorator, sir, CSRF exempt. Regarding CSRF exempt, comma, name is equal to dispatch. Just aware these words, nothing, only one time learning. Sir, now, do you know, if a name is equal to post, it is applicable only for the post request. If a name is equal to dispatch, it is applicable for all HTTP methods. CSRF exemption is there, sir. This type of thing applicable for class-based views. Friends, everyone in the position to understand? Getting? So what about class-based views? Okay, so from Django.use.decorators, like so at class level, how to like. So name is equal to dispatch means dispatch is going to represent that it is applicable for all methods related to. So dispatching, for every dispatch request it is applicable. It may be get request, put request, post request, like any type of request it's applicable like this, right? Okay, this is the second way to disable at the function level, to disable at the class level. Next, the third one, to disable at the project level. This one already you ever, right? Yes, friends, this one is already you ever, right? To disable at project level. Yes, very simple. In our settings.py, so just here what middlewares are there. Just we require to comment this one. If I comment this, then automatically at the project level, no CSRF verification is going to be disabled, because no person is there to do verification, because the person who is doing that verification, we are commenting, because this middleware is the responsible for that. Once we comment, then happily you can send post request. Okay, now take a bit special care about this one to disable at a project level. Okay, sir, already you give it, but anyway, I don't want to do at project level. I want to do at a class level. Okay, well, have a look once inside user.py. At the top, I'm taking these two things. Are you getting what I'm trying to take? From Django.views.decorators CSRF import CSRF exempt Django.utils.decorators import method decorator method decorator exempt name dispatch. Okay, like we are taking, sir. Let me move these two things to the top, because the reason is maybe next for my next level also it may require. That's why for this also next it may require. That's why. So just any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand. Sir, what I did up to this, just a disabling CSRF verification. That's what I'm doing, sir. Okay, now here no one is going to check CSRF verification. Okay, here just have a look once, sir. Now I'm sending the request. Now either post method is going to execute or the post method response is going to display or not, compulsory you people should aware clearly, right? Now, have you observed? There is still we are getting some problem. Can you please observe? Have a look once on 500 is the status code we are getting. Yes, no doubt at all. Don't worry, sir. Here, what is the problem? Okay. Here have you observed the view test. Maybe I didn't complete the post request, it seems. Self render to HTTP response JSON data. Render to HTTP response JSON data. So here HTTP response mixin. Can you please observe? Let me open mixins.py. Return like, okay. Well, here return. Here return. Can you please return? That's all. So can you please return self dot rendered response? Correct. Okay. Perfectly, it's going to work. Don't worry, sir. If you are seeing any error, then you have to feel very happy, because the reason is there is a chance to learn something. Yes, 200. This is from post method. Wow, we are in the position to communicate with the post method. Okay, like once you know this, then the remaining story we can able to do that. Up to this, any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand, right? Sir, which request we are sending? Post request we are sending from the client application. Post request we are sending from the client application. Now inside views, post method is responding. No problem at all, sir. Okay, well, first question, listen very carefully. You are sending data to create a resource. We are sending from partner application. Partner application. We are sending JSON. We are sending JSON. Okay, JSON we are sending to Django application. Now Django application is the responsible to grab this data, and save this in the table, or getting in the database table. We require to do that in the database table. We have to do that. So the first thing here, what we have to discuss is the client provided, partner application provided valid JSON or not? Are you getting first? Maybe he is providing some data, he is providing some invalid JSON. Now can you please insert this record? Meaningless. So first we require to check, is this partner applications sending JSON data or not? This is a very important point, sir. So how to check whether he is sending JSON data or not? How to check whether this person is sending JSON data or not? Very simple, sir. Very simple. What I will do is, let me take here inside my test, yeah, utils.py. Let me take one file, utils.py. Sir, either you can take utils.py or anyway, sir. Now first I'm taking import JSON. Okay, now I'm taking a function is JSON of data like this, right? So if any person sending this data, this function is the responsible to check whether it is the JSON data or not. Regarding is it JSON data or not, I have to check, sir. Very simple, man. Try. Okay, try. So let me convert into Python data. P data, okay, is equal to JSON dot loads of data, sir. Sir, this is the data. What is sending? If this data successfully converted into Python data, yes, ma'am, it is the JSON only, because JSON dot loads is the responsible to convert the JSON data into Python data. If this line is going to succeed, means clear indication that it is always the JSON data only. Remember that, sir. Now this is the JSON data only. Now I'm taking valid is equal to true, sir. Because it's the JSON data, valid is equal to true, sir. Now except any value error is coming. Except any value error, sir. It is not JSON data. That's why converting JSON dot loads feedings are value error. Then valid is equal to false. Remember this one. Then return valid. Yeah, wonderful. I'm using a small technique, sir. A small technique I'm using JSON data loads. If this JSON data successfully converted into Python data, clear indication that pass is sending JSON data only. So by mistake, if it is not a valid JSON data, this loads function is going to fail and we are going to get value error. Any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand? Okay, well, now just one small utility function I used, sir. I want to use this utility function in my views, right? Okay, sir, here let me take at the top. Okay, what the from test app dot utils, from test app dot utils import is JSON like this, right? Now the first question, okay, listen, forget about this nonsense. We don't want. Okay, the first, sir, I have to get the data sent by partner application. I have to get the data sent by partner application. How to get that data, sir? Data is equal to request dot body. Are you getting it? Data is equal to request dot body. Whatever partner application sending data. Have you observed, right? In the post request, is sending some data. Is sending some data. This is JSON data. If you want to access inside poster, then we require to call request dot body. Any doubt? Any doubt? Up to this is the clear, right? Array? Okay, well, now I have to check, is it the JSON data or not? Is it JSON data or not? Okay, valid JSON is equal to just I'm calling is JSON of data, sir. Just I'm calling that function. I'm calling that function. Boss, is it JSON data or not? Return true or false. If valid JSON is if here just what I want to take, if valid, if what if it is not a valid JSON, regarding if it is not a valid JSON, what I have to take? Not if not valid JSON. If not valid JSON means sir, valid JSON returns false, returns false. If valid JSON returns false, if not valid JSON, what I have to take is JSON data is equal to JSON dot dumps, JSON dot dumps. Here let me take message here, please send the valid JSON data only, like I'm taking some JSON. Are you getting it with the Python dictionary? This Python dictionary will be converted into JSON data. Okay, now return this data to partner application. Return self dot render to HTTP response of JSON data. Next JSON data comma status is equal to some 400 like this, right? Because it is the whose mistake, it is client side mistake. Any doubt, friends? Everyone in the position to understand, right? Okay, well, now up to this the functionality is working or not. Up to this the functionality is working or not. What I want to take is, if it is invalid, if it is not valid JSON, okay, well, it's going to work. Can you please confirm when the control will comes to this place? When the control will comes to this place? Anyone, can you please tell line number 37? When the control, if it is the valid JSON, if it is the valid, then what I'm taking? So JSON data, oh, you provided valid JSON only. You provided valid JSON only. Valid JSON only. Okay, well, now status we are not required to pass. So whether this functionality is working or not, I'm checking, sir. Just observe that. Okay, what is the way, sir? What is the way? Now let me send the request from the partner application. Else is not required. Session else is not required, because if this condition is satisfied, now it is going to execute and return this one, return this. Still the control is coming to this part, means that condition is not satisfied. Okay, well, now have a look once. 200, you provided valid JSON data only. You provided valid JSON data only. Excellent. Now let me do a small mistake. Okay, here what I'm taking, let me remove this JSON.dumps. JSON.dumps. What data I'm sending? Can you please confirm what data I'm sending? I'm sending the data normal Python dictionary. It is not JSON. It's not JSON. Now what will happen, sir? What will happen? Can you please observe? Now the status 400. Please send valid JSON data only. Are you seeing the difference? Now my Django application is going to verify whether the partner application provided data is the JSON or not. Because in reality, this type of checking must be required, man. Every person provided data without validation, we should not accept. Clear, right? Okay, well, so it is the valid JSON data only. Okay, what is my next job? It is the valid JSON data only. Let me remove. What is my next job? Anyone, can you please guide what is the next one? Sir, it's the valid JSON data only. So get the data, save that data in the database, create employee in the database. This is about our requirement, right? So do you know, if you want to post the data, data compulsory form must be required. Have you remembered, right? At our childhood somewhere we covered, if you want to save data, form.save, next form that is valid, somewhere we covered in our Django sessions. Okay, like now, sir, here whatever data partner application is sending, that data we require to store in the database. We require to store in the database. Are you getting? So to store data, this partner application provided data directly in the database, highly recommended we should go for model forms. Highly recommended we should go for model forms, model based forms. Have you remembered, right? Okay, so if you want to save this Python provided data, okay, compulsory we require to have form, must be required. Of course, that form we are not required to provide, not required to display in the form of HTML, just internal usage purpose only. So where we have to define forms? Anyone? Where we require to define the forms? Anyone, can you please tell? Without form we can't post. Where we require to define forms? We have to take a special file. That file is forms.py, not in models.py. Models contain only model classes. We require to take forms.py. Forms.py. Okay. Can you please guide from Django? From Django import forms. Sorry, import forms. Okay. Can you please tell what the next one? Class employee form. Class employee form of forms.model form. Forms.model form, because we are creating model form. So in the model form, we are not required to provide all fields, because already it is based on model form employee. That's why we have to specify class meta, meta. In that, based on which models are employee model. Okay, but employee you require to import from test data models, import employee. Okay, sir, which fields you want? Which fields you want is equal to, have you remember, right, at our childhood somewhere we discussed, sir, all underscore fields means all underscore, like we have to specify with the all fields in the employee. How many fields are available, sir? Just only 4 fields are there. With these 4 fields, can you please create? If you want to do any validations, okay, clean methods are there, that validations also we will do, don't worry, sir. Okay, but as of now, just aware. So model form is also ready, sir. Now this model form I require to import. This model form we have to import, sir. Okay, can you please guide from test data forms, import employee form, that's all. Okay, now, sir, if the data is the value, if data is I mean, sorry, if it is the JSON data only, so convert that JSON data into Python data. What is the way, sir? What is the way? So emp data is equal to JSON data loads of data. Okay, we remember, right? This is the data provided by end user, I mean partner application. Now I'm getting Python data. With this Python data, can you please create form object? Form is equal to employee form. Form is equal to employee form with the what data, sir? emp data. Any doubt? Can you please observe that a bit very carefully, sir? Sir, what I'm taking, we are getting partner application provided data in the form of Python data, Python dictionary. Now with that data, can you please create employee form object like this? What the next one? If form dot is valid, if any validations are there, if form dot is valid, very simple, form dot I forgot, form dot respond. If it is the valid, form dot save, commit is equal to true. Default value is the true only, don't worry. If you want, you can specify, sir, form dot commit. Under them you have to provide some success response to the end user, I mean partner application. What I'm taking here is, sir, saved, right? Miss JSON data here, resource created successfully, like this I'm taking, sir. Regarding resource created successfully. Now JSON data status we are not required to pass. Now observe very carefully, sir. If a form is valid, so normal validations, right? Can you please save form.save, so record will be saved in the database JSON data like this, right? Now, sir, can you please tell when the control will come? If any errors are there, validation fails. If form dot errors, errors are there, assume that, of course, validations I will implement, then there is a meaning is there for this line. Okay, after implementing validations, you can able to see what are the rules. If errors are there, can you please create JSON data? Can you please create JSON data? JSON data. Okay, JSON data here what I want to take with the form dot errors. Form dot errors, it's already dictionary. Form dot errors is the dictionary only. Return, okay, JSON data, comma, status is equal to some 400. Validation fails, is provided data is not valid, is provided data is not valid, like this, right? But anyway, how to implement validations, that part I will take care. So with that, that's it. Sir, how beautiful it is. Up to this, is that clear? Any doubt? So first I got the data. Next I'm checking, is it valid JSON or not? If it is not valid JSON, now I provided the response. Next, if it is valid JSON, converting into normal, create a form object, and then if the form is valid without any errors, saved and provided the response. If any errors are coming in the validation, then automatically like. So now my question is, okay, in the forms.py, how to implement validations? Have you remembered, right? DEF clean. There are multiple types of validations are available, sir. Either based on particular field or based on all the fields, inbuilt validators, like we have multiple. Clean underscore eval. I'm taking validation, sir. Clean underscore eval, like this. I want to take, sir. So now eval related validation I'm asking. So first get the input cell. What is the end user partner application provided input cell? So do you know self dot clean the data? Clean the data is a dictionary which contain I mean partner application provided data. Clean the data of eval. So what is the salary we have? Input salary provided. If input sal lesser than 5,000. If input salary lesser than 5,000, then automatically can you please raise forms dot validation error? Can you please raise a validation error? Validation error. The minimum salary should be, are you getting the minimum salary should be, the minimum salary should be 5,000, like this I'm taking, sir. Okay, so if that condition satisfied, if this condition is less than, okay, well, if it is not less than, simply return input cell as it is. That's all. This is the way how to implement validations at a field level. Have you remembered in the class-based views by using clean methods, how you can do that? That part also I'm taking, sir. Okay, if this condition fails, so then immediately this part is going to execute. If that condition is satisfied, then automatically this one. If the validations are succeed, then it is going to execute. If a validation fails, then it's going to execute. All the people are in a position to understand. Any explanation is required? Observe these forms.py. Observe these forms.py. Okay. So whenever you are calling is valid, internally it will call clean eval. Clean eval is going to check provided salary less than 5,000 or not. If the provided salary is less than 5,000, immediately validation error. This information will be displayed to the partner application, like this, right? Now have a look once. Sir, observe test the py. What is the salary? Let me take salary as the 10,000. Is it acceptable? Can you please confirm? Is it acceptable or not? 10,000. Yes. Okay. Let me cross check py manage.py. 1 minute, sir. Py manage.py dump data hyphen indent for I'm taking. Now currently how many records are there? Oh, there are multiple, but I want to talk about only employee data. I want to talk about only employee. Dump data test app dot employee. Okay, like only employee data we are getting. Okay, how many records are there? Only 4 records. Are you getting that? Only 4 records. Only 4 records are there. Okay, well, now I want to execute py test.py. Can you please observe 400? Please send valid JSON data only. Oh, I didn't pass valid JSON data. Maybe for testing purpose, I checked right here. What is the code I have to write? Please guide. I forgot. In the post, what is the code I have to write? Please guide. I should not pass new EMP directly. I have to take JSON dot dumps of new EMP. JSON dot dumps of new EMP. Like this we have to take. Okay, excellent. Now observe. Wow, good. 200 resource created successfully. Because it's everything validation is also succeed. Let me cross check. Is really the data entered in the database or not? Now 5th record is coming or not? Yes, friends. Directly. We are not required to open admin interface. Dump data option is already there from the console. Now this data is coming or not? Yes, inserted. Even if you want, you can check in the admin interface also. This record by default will be there. Don't worry. Okay. Now validation fails. That record. Let me try to insert. 600 I'm taking. 600 I'm taking. So employee name some Mallika I'm taking. So just salary is the 3000 only. Okay, Mallika from Mumbai. Like I'm taking. Okay. So now, can you please tell these data will be inserted or won't be inserted? Please confirm according to our view function logic. According to our view function logic, it should not be inserted because the reason is form dot is valid. So validations also are implemented. Compulsory input salary should be greater than 5000, greater than or equal to 5000, but less than 5000 validation error. Less than 5000 validation error. Okay, well, now have a look once, sir. Let me py test.py. Perfect. 400 status code. The minimum salary should be 5000. The minimum salary should be 5000. Okay, how it is going to be inserted? Okay, let me check my dump data option. Sorry, it is going to provide complete. 1 minute. It's going to provide. Okay, yeah, only employee data. If I can take only employee data, sir, that's all. Mallika madam is not there. Getting, sir? Okay. Now increase the salary. Increase the salary for Mallika madam. Where is that Mallika? Here, instead of 30,000, 30,000 I'm taking. Now the data will be inserted or not? Now the data will be inserted or not? Yes. Let me cross check. Let me cross check py test.py. Okay, resource created successfully. Resource created successfully. Now, Sir Mallika entered in the database. Clear, right? Now, how the API we have to develop to handle post requests. Now it is a very clear for you people, right? Okay, so in here, sir, have you observed? Just I'm not doing just the insertion. I'm doing some coding standards also. Whether this data is valid data or not. If any validations fails, I'm sending proper information to that partner application. Boss, minimum salary should be 5000 only, but it's not 5000. That's why, sorry, I am not in a position to insert. Like partner application can feel very happy. Any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand clearly, right? That's all. This is about how to send a post request. Okay, tomorrow in the next session, I will talk about how to handle put and delete. If ever the remaining, then nothing will be there. one session is more enough to do that. Have you observed, right? Who is writing this total code? Who is writing serialization code? Everything. Who is doing this total code? We are writing. Are you getting? We are writing. You can consider that. You can consider that this one is Durga REST framework. Are you getting? Durga REST framework. The reason for that is I'm not using Django REST framework. Django inbuilt support I'm not using anywhere. Yes, purely with Python and Django, I'm doing everything. But all these things with very less code we can able to do with the Django REST framework. That is the biggest specialty. But if you aware these things, then there the life will become very, very easy. Getting right? So just almost what my Django REST framework is going to do, all the things we are doing manually. Manually I'm doing, sir, writing this code. That's it. If I will go for next level, it will become very easy for us. Yeah.